Welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. It's day 2 of focus. So, yesterday we set our intentions and we decided to do something or to not do something for 21 days. And as soon as I do that, so if I intend to do something, then I'm not doing something else. Or if I'm not doing something, then I'm going to do something else. And so it's really looking at what do you intend to do actually, rather than what are you not going to do. So if I'm not drinking cream in my coffee, then I'm drinking black coffee. And do I have, what are my strategies around that? It was amazing what got in the way. I started feeling really sad when I wasn't drinking my cream in my coffee. It was like this sense of bereftness of some kind. It was really fascinating what's just hidden under the small actions in our day. It was a very interesting day of drama within myself as I was like, oh, how could I not do this? So yeah, it was fascinating. So for you, what came up underneath the thing that you are stopping to do? Somebody said last night that one of the reasons why they're doing the habit is from boredom, and that they were going to try and cultivate to do something to keep them interested in that moment, more so than boredom and choosing to do the habit that they're not going to do anymore. So yeah, I'm really interested. I'm interested and deeply intrigued by how I create change in my life, how I feel change in my body from moment to moment. Um, like, how do we cultivate that in our practices? So let us begin. Um, yeah, come lie on your mat. We'll do a little bit of ab work and then we'll come up to stand. We're going to be using the wall or a chair later on. We're going to start working on squats based on inspiration from Paula. So great to come lie on the back mat. So landing in, arrive onto the floor. Nice. Drop both knees down to the right and just pause. Nice. Come back to center. Drop both knees down to the left and pause. And come back to center. And so travel from side to side. So I was really working into it last night in the yoga classes that I was teaching, my in-person yoga classes. The sense of sometimes we're in motion in the range of our bodies. And so right now you're in motion. So feel how within this motion is the sensation of the pause. So there's a place that we paused in, which was at the very end of our range typically. So can you find, as you rock your knees from side to side, the sensations of that place that we paused in? We'll come back to it so you can track it a bit better. So now drop both knees down towards the right and pause and feel this, like take a sensory snapshot of this place. So I have a very particular, it's like a particular line or a shape down through the inside of my right thigh. And then I have a particular line and shape through the outside of my left thigh. I have a feeling of a shape through the deep of my belly. Nice. Over to the other side. Drop your knees down towards the left. And what's the shape or what's the texture of this? How would you take a sensory photograph of this moment? And then begin to travel. So see if you can find within all the different, like it's like if you were you are a camera and you've got loads and loads and loads of screens of different, all the shots coming together, which is continuity of the movement. Can you find that one screen grab, which is that moment, which is the shape of the end of your range? It's like, oh, there it is. But then there's movement, and oh, there it is, and then there's movement. Nice. Cool. Draw your right knee up towards you, squeeze it in. And just pull it deeply down towards your chest. And then draw your knee a little bit out towards your right shoulder so that it's not completely center. So it's out towards your right shoulder and you're still pulling your knee up, but it's more a little bit to the side. Both hands are on your knee and you're pulling your knee up and you're going to flex into your foot. So we're beginning that sense of practicing the shapes of a squat in our body. Nice. Change. Draw the left knee up towards you, pull it in, and then draw your left knee a little bit out towards the left. So I'm just off center. My knee is more towards the left shoulder than it is towards my chest. And I'm just breathing in as I pull my knee deeply up towards me. Nice. Come back to center. Draw your right knee up towards you. Draw your right knee a little bit out towards the right. And then lift your left foot off the floor and lengthen into your left leg. So now my right knee is out towards the side and my left leg is lengthening long and floating just above the floor. And just breathe deeply into your belly here. Feel the right leg as you pull the right knee up towards you, up towards your right shoulder, out to the side a little bit. Nice. Change. Both feet to the floor. Draw your left knee up towards you. Bring it a little bit out towards the left. Both hands are on your knee. And then lift your right foot off the floor and lengthen into your right leg. Nice. And then begin to travel. So draw your knee back to center. Pull both knees towards your chest. Hold on to the right knee. Bring your right knee out to the side as you lengthen your left leg. So both knees back to center. Hold on to your left knee to the side as you lengthen your right leg. So I'm traveling from one side to the other, but my knee is traveling outwards as my other leg straightens. So as I straighten my right leg, my left leg travels left. Come back to center. As I straighten my right leg, my left leg travels center. Oh, yeah. So this is nice. I like this. This is a new move for me. This is like, I like. Nice. One more time each side. Super duper. So both feet to the floor, feet are hip distance apart. And begin to roll up and down along your spine. So before we were deeply folding into those hips and lengthening as well, but now we're lengthening both together. So as you roll up and down along your spine, how do you make it really deeply about your spine? So I love this idea. You've heard me say this before, but what tells you you're nearing the end of your range? And in this movement, is it your knees? Is it your hips? Is it your belly? Is it your ribs? Is it your shoulders? Is it your neck? Is it your spine? Is it your bum? Where does the sensation of end of range happen for you here? Is it all of the above? Is it a connected arc of sensation that talks about load and movement and strength and connection? As you travel, where does your body signal the end of range and how do you move into that? How do you honor it and move? And you hear more of yourself. Can you hear more sensation? Front of the hips, deep of my knees, neck and shoulders, my belly organs, my pelvis, my arms, my face. How do you feel more of yourself as you move? One more time and pause and find a wholesome expression of this movement in your body. What is the distance that feels like, oh, this feels like just the right amount of distance for me? Nice, lowering all the way down. Stretch both legs out long and just pause. Drop your arms overhead, elbows bent or arms straight as you wish, and just pause deeply on the floor. Nice. Bend one knee, bend the other, and then pull both knees up onto your chest and have your knees so they're over your shoulders more so than over your chest. So your knees are slightly wide, and then flex into your feet and pull deeply with your hands. And just there, I felt like I had to walk my shoulders away from my pelvis because as I pulled my knees up, it was like the accordion of my back was getting squished. So see, do you want to shimmy your shoulders a little bit away? Or are you okay? And just draw your shoulders away from your ears as you pull your knees towards your shoulders. Flex deeply into your feet. And then imagine that you can lift your chest towards the ceiling. And as you do that, your shoulders are going to widen and your arms are going to pull towards the floor a little bit more. So I feel like I'm trying to pop my chest towards the ceiling as I do this. Nice. Last movement on the floor. Bring your knees directly over your hips and bring your arms directly over your shoulders. And we're going to start by keeping our knees bent. Okay. So flatten into your lower back, widen, have a sense of stability through the lower back and the back of the rib cage. And then slowly, keeping your knee bent, touch the floor with your right toes. And then come back up to center. Nothing else moves. Slowly touch the floor with your left foot. And then come back up to center. Right foot, knee stays bent. Come back up to center. And then left foot, knee stays bent. Come back up to center. So now we're going to do opposite arms. So as your right foot touches down, your left arm is going to either bend and touch your fingertips to the floor or lengthen so that your arm is long beside you. See what's right for you. Come back up to center. Other side, left foot, right arm, lower down. And then come back up to center. So you're doing opposites. It's called dead bug, this pose. Right arm, left arm, right leg. And then the other side. Opposites, right arm, left leg, and then left arm, right leg. If you want to intensify, you're going to lengthen your right leg long as you reach your left arm overhead. Come back up to center. And then you're going to lengthen the left leg long as you reach the right arm overhead. And come back up to center. And just begin to move opposites, right arm, left leg, and then left arm, right leg. Again, really deciding the distance or the intensity that suits you. If you find that it's really hard to straighten your leg, then keep your knee bent and build the skill, build the strength. One more time each side. Opposite hand and leg. Come back up. Opposite hand and leg. And come back up. Nice. Drop both feet to the floor and pause. Super. So roll over. Come up into your downward dog. All the way up. Find that sense of length back through your heels, pushing deeply down into your hands, and all that abdominal contraction and that stability that we just created. Find length here through your body, through your spine, through your belly, through your arms. Pull deeply down into your heels. Find a place of pause and breathe into it. Nice. Walk your feet forward. Walk your hands back. Slowly rolling up, reach your arms wide, bring your palms together, reaching up, looking up. Palms come to rest in front of your chest. So you're going to need a wall or a chair, okay? And so I have both. So I'll start with the chair and then we'll go from there. So bring your feet so they're wide and then sit your bum down onto the chair with your elbows on your knees. And then bring your hands down towards the floor. And you might want to scoot your knees a little bit wider because you're trying to get your shoulders lower than your knees if possible. And so you're dropping your head forward. My knees are really wide. And I'm trying to put my hands around the floor, a little bit out from my feet, not all that much. And then drop your head down. So that's fine if you have a chair in the room you're in. If you don't have a chair in the room you're in, or if you want to use the wall, then same thing. Bring your bum to the wall, feet are wide, and then bring your shoulders lower than your knees. Ish. Are my shoulders lower than my knees? Maybe. Just have that feeling. Rounding forward. Drop your head forward. Pause. At any stage, if you feel, oh, this is too strong on my knees, then lift your bum a bit higher or bring your elbows up to your knees and pause there, okay? And just breathe wherever you are. So you're listening. So earlier when we were pulling our knee up towards our chest, we drew our knee a little bit out to the side. So can you feel the sense of your deep pelvis, your inner thighs, the lower back? And then earlier when we were lying on the floor, we drew our chest towards the ceiling, but here, draw your chest a little bit more towards the floor. So I feel like I'm pulling my chest forward by scooping the area between my shoulder blades. As always, don't do anything to hurt your knees. Bring one elbow to your knee, bring the other elbow to your knee, slowly rising up. Super cool. I'm just going to set myself up, sorry about that. And then just bring your hands to your hips and roll into your hips, big circles. And then roll in the other direction. Super. Come stand to the front of your mat. We're going to do sun salutation and then we'll move into a standing pose. So reach your arms wide, bring your palms together, reaching up and looking up. Bending your elbows, bending your knees, come all the way down, hands to the floor, forehead to your knees, hands to your shins. Bend your knees enough that you can arch your back. This is this movement. Draw your chest forward. Feel the scoop in your spine as you do this. Hands to the floor, step your right foot back. Pause. Step your left foot back. Pause. Knees to the floor, belly to the floor. Squeeze your bum, lift your toes, reach your arms long behind you, and lift your head as high as it goes off the floor. And then reach back into your fingertips. Again, this is that lifting of your chest forward. Really lean your chest forward. Draw your shoulders back. Hands to the floor. Push back into your cat. Push all the way back into your downward dog. Lengthen and find pause. Super. Drop your knees to the floor. Step your left foot forward. Oh, right foot. Right foot forward between your two hands. Lengthen your back leg. Turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Bring your right elbow to your right knee. Left hand to your hip and turn your chest sideways. So you're leaning on your right elbow deeply. Your right knee is bent. Your left leg is straight. And I feel like I'm squeezing my bum and pushing my hips a little bit forward. And find your length as you do this. Breath is in your belly. Super. Both hands to the floor. Hop in one hop or two hops forward. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Slowly rolling up. Reaching up towards the ceiling, really tall. Bending your elbows, bending your knees all the way down. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Hands to your shins. Arching your back. Bend your knees enough that you can arch your back. Hands to the floor. Step your left foot back. Pause. Step your right foot back. Pause. Knees to the floor. Belly to the floor. Squeeze your bum, lift your toes, reach your arms long behind you. And then rise. Breathing into your chest. Let your chest pop forward. Breathing. Rise a little bit more, maybe. Nice. Hands to the floor, pushing back, all the way back. Downward dog. Knees to the floor, step your left foot forward. Lengthen your back leg, turn your back foot at a 45-degree angle. Left elbow, left knee, right hand, right hip. Turn your chest towards the right. And so my hips are pushing towards the right and my shoulders are moving towards the left. Or my hips are pushing forward and my shoulders are moving backwards. Pause. Nice. Turn towards the floor. So you're going to hop backwards rather than forwards. So step back, drop your knees to the floor, sit your bum on the floor, stretch your legs out long in front of you. And just roll into your ankles for a moment. And closing your eyes. Feel your feet. Feel them deeply. How do you know where your feet are? How do you know you have feet? As you roll them. Like where? Like I know you can point at your feet, but how do you know how to point at your feet where they are right now? Point your toes like ballerinas. Can you feel that there's a difference? Flex your feet. Can you feel the difference between your feet as you do this rather than seeing the difference? Baby toe side down, big toe side down. Baby toe side down, big toe side down. Great. So come lie on the floor. Land in onto the floor. You can have your knees bent or your legs straight. No, start with your knees bent. So knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, and just rock your knees from side to side. And as you rock, I just get a sense of your hips, your lower back, your knees, your thighs. And then come to stillness. Have your arms long beside you or your hands resting on your belly. You can stretch your legs out long if you wish. And pause. And just think, today is day 2 of your commitment. You know, that could be that you turned up here, which is amazing. Well done. It's no small thing to give your day 25 minutes. I know I say 20, always 25. You know, it's no small thing to create change in your life. Feel the resistance. There will be friction because everything in you likes doing what you're doing. Even though you might not like it, your body is kind of primed to, yeah, it's doing its thing. So yeah, listen to what happens. Listen to what's beneath your pattern. And I will see you all tomorrow. Nice. And then so yeah, I'll see you tonight for my in-person class. Very nice. Super. Great. Ciao, ciao.